I step correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air, don't ever disrespect. I got you all in check. Bust the rhymes up in the place, true indeed. Yes, I catch record, that's word on my feed. I'm guaranteed to give you what you need. One blood, everybody like Junior Reed. Wake up every morning, yo, I must succeed. Nationwide knockouts make the world stampede. Yo, Willie, make we roll some mad charge. Now I must proceed. Yo, we about to make moves, set speed. Beast to baby, Vice Q-tip, Alicia Heed. Watch me out like Apollo Creed. Body, making you just feed off dynamic flows and take heed. Need more information, homeboy, than just read. Hey, you can read all about the pure breed. Do the mobile dance, my duty, pepper seed. When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct. I got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you your neck. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. I got you all in check. How dare you ever try to step on my suede shoes? Top Gun shut down your firm like Tom Cruise. Please let me get down and blow a fuse. Acting fool, break down to molecules. Yo, let me hit you with my ill street blues. Bust the rhymes, always headlines, the street news. Baby girl, don't be confused. Sell my 7 seats and enjoy my boat cruise. I know you really wanna know who's coming through, leaving residues. Sorry, homeboy, but your flow sound used. Got to pay your dues, baby, you know the rules. Whenever I travel the world, I land cruise. If you choose to, how you get. Now I got you on super unleaded fuels. Give me room, give me some space, your excuse. When I step up in the place, then yo, I step correct. But I got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you your neck. But I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. But I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. But I got you all in check.
You're now rocking with the best. Bust the rhymes coming through from the footmost squad. Boy Scouts who I be, straight to your dome. We coming straight to your dome, bringing all you ruckus to all you rap. Boy Scouts who I be, flip mode is the squid dog. Bust the rhymes, break it down like this.
Yo, which, throw my flow. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Throw them type right out my window. Blast you with a direct blow. Always shine 'cause I got the high pro glow. You think that you can hide, you think you can lay low. Roll up on your eye like Hawaii Five-O.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight it's on to Week 12, and we've got a great Thursday night matchup in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
11. Here we go.
Stroud off the play fake. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. And the Bills are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here, because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hand.
Derrick Henry all alone. He may go. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to, and they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, partner, not exactly the way they drew up the start of this one, but a chance to redeem themselves and hit the reset button here on their second possession.
And I do like that word that you just used, reset, right? And a lot.
He's got a man, complete. He's to the 15, and all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 81 yards. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Here we go. 19 Texans. 18.
Throwing now is Stroud. Touchdown, Texans. Quez Watkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And he'll get in, and they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
Nicole Hartman on the return. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
You look at the defense for these Texans. Right now, they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a...
Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Derrick Henry. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bills have regained the lead. So the points coming fast and furious in this opening quarter. Whoa.
Yeah, both defenses, they're looking pretty exploited right now with the way these offenses are attacking. They're a step behind, back on their heels, whatever cliche you want to use. Right now, they're trying to figure out how to slow them down, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try to run for it with Benson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And that is incomplete. The Texans at 6-4 now on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here we go.
This one left side caught by Collins. Down the left sideline. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 54 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point good by Prater. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
That is caught. Kincaid with it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Allen going to run with it. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Here we go. 18. That's it. Robin.
On 1st down, it's Benson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. These two teams all tied after one. Now a 2nd and 10. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Why Tony?
Here's Stroud. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Across midfield. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
On the handoff, Benson running right. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
Another run here with Benson. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Quick throw to Collins. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
All right.
Benson. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
All right. Hey, south. 118. What's that?
Stroud. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Here we go. 118. What's that?
3rd and goal, Stroud. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are able to widen their advantage. Prater for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throwing now is Allen. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Allen from the gun on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Allen. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Will Anderson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. To the air, Allen. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Bell brings it in across the formation. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Allen. Now he'll tuck this and run. That's caught left side by Hardman. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list. And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Oh, good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
37-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Second and 10.
Second and 10.
Here we go. 118. What's that? Look the hot. Look the hot.
Stroud to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws, has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
18. Let's go.
From the gun on third down, here's Stroud. Little short pass here to Hill. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before half for Allen. Over the middle, complete. That's Coleman. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Here's Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Henry's got it out on the left side. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
A first down carry for Henry. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Allen. Now he's going to step up and run. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
Allen now looks to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Do you put it in your quarterback's hands again? That's the question here on 3rd and goal. Allen going to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Allen going to go on 4th down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Khalil Shakir from a yard out. And the Bills take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Set to kick off.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, but as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Stroud wants to change it up with an audible.
Look the hot.
Second and 15. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big pickup of 38. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 38. Now they'll change things up. A give up the middle with Benson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A tackle made by Dorian Williams. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Stroud looking to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
11. Here we go. Let's go.
And Stroud now to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Throwing now is Stroud. And this one is incomplete.
Then with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Stroud. Schultz hauls in the quick throw. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dalton Schultz, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Texans have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the 2nd half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
That makes the score Bills 29.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
On the return. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. In his own end zone, it's Allen. That is caught. Kincaid with it. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Allen to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
Well, you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Throwing now is Allen. Completes it to Coleman. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. One final try here for Allen. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the right side with Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He's able to get it to Coleman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Going for it all.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
To the air, Allen.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now this one thrown away. Will we see a flag? No. I'll say there was a receiver nearby. Pretty generous call, but either way, it's 4th down. Now Allen, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming. But they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Quick throw to Collins. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And down to the 27-yard line.
I just love how they're going about trying to finish off this game. This is not an offense that's going to go into its shell. They're going to keep exploiting weaknesses where they see them. And that's a huge pickup there with the game in the balance.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Running out of the gun here with Benson. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down, and that is the big one, as they should be able to run it out from here. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Ready. 118. What's that?
To Inigo Stroud, and that is going to be all she wrote. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Houston, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it's a disappointing way to lose your first game as they drop to 10-1 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.